MS-13, aka Mara Salvatrucha, was born in 1980s Los Angeles among Salvadoran immigrants. MS-13 evolved from a community defense group into one of the most feared gangs in the world, known for extreme violence and involvement in the worst of crimes. The gang's name likely ties to Salvadoran roots, referencing La Mara Street, guerrilla fighters, or even fierce ants called Marabunta. Mara means gang, while Salvatrucha combines Salvadoran and street smart. As MS-13 grew in the 90s, they solidified power by allying with the Mexican Mafia, adopting the 13 to represent both the letter M and this partnership. They are allied or connected to most Mexican drug cartels and known for their rivalry with the 18th Street Gang or the Bloods. MS-13 members use big tattoos, often in the face, to show allegiance. The letters MS, number 13, spider webs, devil horns, hand signs, or the gang name are common tattoos. But many members now avoid visible tattoos to blend in better with criminal activity. Their hand signs and graffiti mark territories like a warning sign. The gang's infamous initiation rites, a 13-second beating and a necessary criminal act, show their no-mercy approach, while leaving the gang is often a deadly proposition. The Russian Mafia, also known as the Bratva, is a powerful criminal network originating from the former Soviet Union. Its roots go back to the early days of banditry in the Russian Empire and later solidified in Soviet-era labor camps, where a strict hierarchy and code of honor, known as thieves-in-law, emerged. The Bratva is notorious for its complex organization, enforced loyalty, and global reach. The Russian Mafia is also associated with intricate tattoos that serves as a criminal resume. They represent rank, allegiance, and criminal history. The most important ones are stars on knees. This means the person with this tattoo does not bow to anyone. 8-pointed stars on chest and shoulders indicate rank within the organization, with stars on both shoulders symbolizing a high authority. Orthodox church domes typically on the chest signify a convict, with the number of domes corresponding to the convictions. A cross on the chest represents a high-ranking thief. A cat with a hat denotes a thief-in-law, often tattooed on the hand. And finally, crosses on the knuckles can also indicate the number of times in prison. In Soviet prisons, this visual code has been used to claim territory and inspire both fear and respect. These symbols must be earned though. Wearing them without merit can result in forceful removal or death, especially the 8-pointed stars in regions with Russian Mafia influence. Becoming a member requires repeated prison terms and acceptance of their strict code. Only those who demonstrate exceptional leadership, intellect, and loyalty are allowed in. Tattooing is a significant ritual and is overseen by senior members of the Mafia. The Triads originated as secret societies in the 18th century, aiming to overthrow the Qing dynasty. By the 20th century, they were enlisted for assassinations and political attacks, later evolving into international crime syndicates with alleged ties to both the Kuomintang and the Chinese Communist Party. Today, Triads are among the world's largest transnational criminal organizations operating like mafias. Their triangle logo represents heaven, earth, and man, symbolizing harmony. Numeric codes are used for ranks: 489 for leaders, 426 for enforcers, and 25 for traders or undercover agents. Hand gestures like 3 raised fingers reflect unity and their core principles. Tattoos are less common than in Western gangs, but often include dragons over the heart, extending over the shoulder for high-ranking members. Tattoos of tigers, phoenixes, as well as guandao, sword or dagger tattoos are often seen. Chinese characters like loyalty or righteousness underscore their values. Initiation ceremonies often involve altars dedicated to the military general Guan Yu, animal sacrifices, and drinking wine mixed with blood. New members swear to 36 oaths under penalty of extreme violence or death by 1,000 cuts if broken. The Aryan Brotherhood is a neo-Nazi prison gang and crime syndicate based in the US, notorious for its white supremacist ideology and ruthless operations. Established in San Quentin State Prison during the 60s, it may have drawn inspiration from the Bluebird Gang and rose as a counter to groups like the Black Guerrilla Family and Nuestra Familia. The Brotherhood's initial goal was to exert racial dominance, but it evolved into a powerful organized crime group. The AB operates with a hierarchical structure, membership is whites only and often involves a blood oath or a willingness to commit murder. Members mark their allegiance with tattoos featuring shamrocks, hooked cross variations, the numbers 666 or the letters AB. These tattoos often incorporate Nazi symbols like the SS bolts, Celtic imagery, and Norse symbols like the Valknut. The gang interprets 666 as FFF, standing for Fight for Freedom, representing their anti-establishment stance. Some members also embrace satanic imagery to rebel against mainstream Judeo-Christian values. The Mexican Mafia, or La M, is a powerful Mexican-American prison gang and criminal organization entirely based in the US. It was founded in 1957 by 13 Hispanic gang members to protect inmates from other prison gangs. Known for its immense control over Hispanic street gangs in Southern California, including MS-13 and the 18th Street Gang, it operates with over 50,000 loyal foot soldiers carrying out its street-level activities. Key rivals include the Black Guerrilla Family, the Bloods, the Hells Angels, Los Zetas, and Nuestra Familia. Members use symbols like the Black Hand, a mark of honor inspired by the Italian Mafia, and tattoos of the eagle and serpent from Mexico's emblem, often combined with crossed knives. The number 13 is a frequent identifier for La M, representing the letter M, but the Aztec word for 13 is also used. Aztec-inspired tattoos such as war god Huitzilopochtli, often in the form of hummingbirds or butterflies, Aztec warrior shields, and Aztec numbering like 2 lines and 3 dots for 13 are often used by the gang. On top of that, the color blue, along with terms like sureño, Southsider, or sur, also symbolize allegiance to La M. The Bloods, a predominantly African-American gang founded in Los Angeles, California during the 1970s, is a response to the dominance and aggression of the Crips gang. Their roots trace back to the Peru Street Boys, who joined forces with other gangs victimized by the Crips to form a unified group. The Bloods quickly grew into a violent, loosely organized network of smaller street gangs known as sets, and expanded their influence across the US. The gang's identity revolves around the color red, the number 5, and symbols like 5-pointed stars and crowns. Tattoos and graffiti are common, featuring terms like CK, standing for Crip Killer, and MOB, Member of Blood. On the East Coast, members may have a dog paw mark of 3 burns on their shoulder, symbolizing loyalty to the gang. Graffiti often disrespects Crip members by crossing them out or flipping them upside down. Bloods are infamous for their violent history and involvement in narcotics distribution and murder. Wearing blue clothes or accidentally using Crip-related signs in Blood territory can be very dangerous. The Crips, another African-American street gang alliance, originated in Los Angeles in 1969, founded by Raymond Washington and Stanley Williams. Known as one of the largest and most violent US street gangs, they have a long-standing rivalry with the Bloods. Crips members are recognized for wearing blue, a tradition starting in 1973 to honor founding member Curtis Buddha Morrow, whose blue bandana became their signature after his death. Their symbols include the 6-pointed star, representing values like loyalty and wisdom, and the letter C in graffiti or hand signs for Crip. They also avoid using the letter CK, substituting it with CC in their graffiti. The Latin Kings are one of the largest Hispanic and Latino gangs in the world, founded by Puerto Rican communities in Chicago in 1954. The gang aimed to unite Puerto Ricans, Mexicans and others of Latin descent against oppression from groups like the Aryan Brotherhood or the Black Gangster Disciples. Active across the US and internationally, they operate as both a street and prison organization. Known for their hierarchical structure, the Latin Kings maintain an unmatched level of organization compared to other street gangs like the Bloods and Crips. Their crimes span narcotics distribution, homicide, and money laundering. The gang's defining colors are black and gold. Black represents darkness, and gold symbolizes rising from darkness to uplift people, at least for them. A 3 or 5-pointed crown is their central symbol, representing love, respect, sacrifice, honor, and obedience. Members usually have it as a tattoo, alongside abbreviations containing their name. Lions also frequently appear in Latin Kings tattoos and graffiti, symbolizing strength and courage, with the King Master line embodying leadership and power. They also use Inca or Aztec-inspired artwork to demonstrate their affiliation with the gang. Some members greet each other by touching points of their hands and bringing them to their hearts while saying Amor de Rey, love of the king, to affirm their commitment to the gang, or they use it in graffiti. Members see themselves as a chosen generation, with initiation likened to baptism. Meetings called Mass often take place in cemeteries and start with prayer. The gang faced rivalries with groups like the Bank Street Posse, Hoovers, Folks, and Crips. The Latin Kings and Bloods allied under the People's Nation due to similar rivalries. The Yakuza, Japan's infamous crime syndicates, trace their roots to Edo-era traders of illicit goods and gamblers. Their structure operates like a feudal fiefdom. Each group runs its territory, follows strict rules, and pays loyalty to the higher-ups in the organization. Historically marked as criminals with tattoos in feudal Japan, the Yakuza reclaimed these as symbols of loyalty and pride towards their organization. The iconic Irezumi full-body tattoos, often depicting koi fish, dragons, tigers, oni masks, or phoenixes, are hand-poked and take years to complete. While tattoos were once central to Yakuza identity, many modern members avoid them to blend into society. Many public facilities ban visible tattoos due to Yakuza associations. Another symbolic ritual is yubitsume, where someone cuts off the tip of their left pinky finger as a way to apologize or show regret for a serious mistake in the organization. The severed finger is then presented to their boss as a symbol of taking responsibility. It's meant to show loyalty and atone for breaking the gang's code. The Black Guerrilla family is a highly organized African-American prison gang and revolutionary organization founded in 1966 by George Jackson at San Quentin State Prison in California. Rooted in Marxist-Leninist ideology, the BGF seeks to promote black power and overthrow the US government. Their symbols include crossed machetes, rifles and shotguns representing armed struggle, and the Black Dragon tattoo attacking a prison gun tower, symbolizing resistance against an oppressive system. They also use the numbers 276, the BGF initials. The 18th Street Gang, or Barrio 18, is a multi-ethnic transnational criminal organization originating in Los Angeles. With 30 to 50,000 members spanning the US, Mexico, and Central America, it's one of LA's largest gangs and allied with the Mexican Mafia. Though active across the Americas, the gang has been weakened in El Salvador due to strict government crackdowns. Known rivals of Mara Salvatrucha, they use symbols like the number 18 in graffiti and tattoos, written in numerous forms, or 99. Their hand signs form an E or 18 for gang identification.